I always like to have a couple of amaryllis bulbs this time of year, and I found two that I liked in our local Tractor Supply. And I also like to check and make sure they have their flower buds already when a bulb looks like it's been sitting in the bin for a while. Now, when you plant your amaryllis bulbs, you want to plant them in a vessel that is not much larger than the bulb itself. Both of these vessels are draining vessels. They have a drainage hole, and they're not much larger than the bulbs that I have. The bulbs like to be nestled in. They don't like a lot of room. They like their roots to be kind of nestled. It's also good to take a look at the roots, and you can hydrate the roots if you feel like you need to, and then check to make sure that the bulb itself is firm and not squishy, and you know that's a good bulb to purchase. Now I just use regular potting soil here, but you can also use a cactus type potting soil that's a little bit more well draining. You can add perlite to your own potting soil, but I didn't have any perlite, I didn't have any cactus soil, so I just used what I had on hand, which was a regular potting soil. When you plant your bulb, you want to plant it at least a third to a half deep, meaning you don't want to submerge the bulb all the way into the soil. I kind of like to make a well, and then I can just stick my bulb down in it, and that way I don't have to deal with a lot more soil. Then you want to just water it in lightly. Don't overwater your amaryllis. And make sure don't ever get any water down in the neck of the bulb. This next bulb is a little bit bigger. This is a Miss Minerva. So my vessel is just slightly bigger than the other vessel. And you can see here it is in desperate need of planting. The longer stalks you see are the leaves of the amaryllis. And because this was sitting in the bin, the leaves had curled over, but that's fine. If you put it and set it in a place where it gets a little bit of sunlight, the leaves will draw themselves back up. This one also had a nice little flower bud on it, so I was happy about that. Again, we just nestled this one in there, and we left about half sitting outside of the potting soil. An old paintbrush is really nice to have to clean up around in my greenhouse. I keep one on hand all the time. So you just want to gently pack the soil in around it, and then again we lightly water. You only want to water your amaryllis about once a week. Just don't let the soil be totally saturated all the time. It needs to dry out. Amaryllis don't require a lot of water at all. Then I like to top mine off with some preserved moss. Now, you don't have to do this step. It's mostly for decorative purposes. You can also use little pebbles, but I always have the preserved moss on hand, and you can reuse it over and over again. So once I'm done with these, I can take it out and store it back in the bag, and it'll be just fine. And now it's time to take the amaryllis inside in the warmth. I love to keep these cork mats on hand to put them on whatever I'm setting any plant on, a dresser, a table, so it doesn't mark it up. I did end up moving this smaller one over to the window, but I didn't do it on camera. But you can see here the one that has bent over. I'm putting it in the window to let the sunlight draw it a little bit. Now once the flower buds start budding, I will take them out of direct sun. Well, thanks so much for being here today, and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.